Be Good morning, everybody. I'm your host of the show, Kelly Walker Slaughter, here with Warren First 931. And I am at the lovely establishment, live on location, I should say, at Juicy's Wellness and Cafe. I am with Mary Laxton, the lady behind Juicy's and how this all got started. But real quickly, I know everybody is still like with hot topics. Right now, we will be addressing the interview with Grant Swallows and them that they do monthly that about Matt Turner and his thoughts and reviews. We will actually be doing another live on location on Thursday morning at Caring Hearts United. So be tuning into that because we're going to be talking with all the Caring Hearts United ladies as we're doing this, showcasing downtown businesses and more. And that's actually why we are here with Mary and them is, of course, on November the 30th is all about shop local, shop local, shop local. So what I always say, shop till you drop. And again, we have a lot of amazing businesses in the Warren County area. So again, be with me as we are showcasing all these local businesses. And my first stop, as it should be, is with the lovely Mary.
Hey,
How are you this morning?
wonderful. How are you?
Great. So again, let's just talk about this. You have been in business for how long now here at this location?
12 years.
12 years. Oh my
12
God.
years. Right at it. Yeah.
12 years. Awesome. When's the anniversary?
Actually, it's been 12 years. It was October 31st.
Oh, okay. So you just recently celebrated. Well, happy late birthday.
Thanks.
And you've also had, let's just talk about how you started this, what was the big reasoning and things like that. I know, but maybe people that are just now tuning in may not know.
Okay. Well, as you know, I was in the medical field for over 25 years and I got a cancer diagnosis and wasn't a good diagnosis at all. For my prognosis. And so I met a patient, which I was doing home health at the time. And I was told about this lifestyle, but I thought there's no way I'm eating grass and broccoli. I was a big meat eater and nothing against people that eat meat.
Yeah.
So long story short, she introduced me. I couldn't get over her skin, a local person here in town, and it's a very sweet lady and has become a very dear friend.
Yeah.
And so I couldn't get over her skin. I said, "What's your secret?" And she was like, "Well, if I tell you, you're going to think I'm crazy."
Yeah.
I was like, and so she gives me a DVD. I watch it. It's all about whole food, plant-based. And I thought, let's give it a try.
Yeah.
And I was on chemotherapy, still at that time. And so after a year of going whole food, plant-based and juicing, I fell in love with juicing. I was cancer free.
Yeah.
So I suffered a heart attack in between all of this just from medications where it took a toll on my heart.
Yeah.
So I'm on no medications other than thyroid medication now because I don't have a thyroid anymore because of cancer.
Correct.
So it was several different little cancer diagnoses. And so far it's been 17 years I've been cancer free. So it changed my life.
Oh, awesome. And, and then by, changing to this lifestyle, you wanted to obviously bring it to McMinnville and shine some light on that, correct?
Right. And everybody that knew me or knows me, they saw my transformation. And that's what makes it more believable.
Yeah.
Because to be honest, if it were me on the other side looking at someone like me and I didn't know who that person was, I wouldn't believe it. I wouldn't go in just because I feel like healthy food has got such a bad rap of tasting bad.
Yes.
Or bland.
Correct. Now I will tell you, it depends on where you go, but when you come to Juicy's, everything has a flavor.
Yes.
There is nothing dull in any of your concoctions. And one thing that everybody was telling me, I want to say around this time last year or this past summer, was your cornbread.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, okay, from a girl from the South that likes it deep fried, smothered, and covered, okay?
Me too. I used to.
I'm telling you, I'm like, cornbread? seriously, Mary, cornbread?
Mm-hmm.
So we got this cornbread. I tried a little bit of it. She gives me this sample of it, and I was like, holy crap. This is like the best I've ever. This is better than corn. It was better than the cornbread my mama makes.
Yeah, she came back and ordered 50.
I did. I ordered 50 for my red ribbon cutting because I was like, I wanted to showcase all the businesses that have restaurants here in our community.
Mhm.
And they were like, and I got fried chicken from one place. I got pork rinds from another. And then from Mary's, I get this cornbread because I wanted a Southern style spread, right? And I'm like, man, I wonder if the cornbread's even worth it. When I tried it, I was like, yes. So I made sure to get a little bit extra so I could take some home. And it was my mom and them. It's to die for, guys. It's better than the cornbread and the Mexican cornbread combined that people make. I just want everybody to know that. And if you are, and the other stipulation that a lot of people hear about being tasteless and, bland is the price of it. But when you go to places like here at Juicy's, it's affordable. You can afford stuff like this, right?
Right. I mean, there's some things because you don't realize like over 2 pounds of produce go in each juice.
Oh,
And so when you get that $9, bill for the juice, you got to realize how much went into that. And
Yeah.
that's just for a small, that's not a large. So you're taking 2 to 4 pounds per juice
That's crazy.
that we're juicing. And we don't do it till you order it. So it's never sitting in the fridge.
Mhm.
It's never like old juice, which not
It's
saying that's a
freshly
bad thing.
made.
It's freshly made. And, people, again, it's green.
Yeah.
And people just associate green with being healthy. And that's my new color other than black.
Right.
But green is actually, I mean, you can make a green goddess taste so good. I mean, India.
Shout out
to
your staff.
Yes, and Jessica and Cindy. I mean, if it wasn't for them, this would not roll like it has because they've been with me, especially India. She's been with me from day one.
I was going to say, she's your day oneer.
Yeah, so her and I would
The
do this.
OGs.
The OGs. So we would do this from the back of my car in the very beginning. So we
my
drove around
gosh.
and would deliver juice just to, people that were unhealthy or going through something and they needed help boosting their immune system.
Right.
And so, I even had people say, there's no way I'm going to drink that green juice, call me the next day and say, hey, I want another jar. So that's kind of how it all got really started.
Yeah.
And so this community's been amazing at
huge
supporting this lifestyle, and the purpose is to help my community.
Yeah.
It's to show people that healthy can be fun, can be delicious, and it's not hard, guys.
It's really not hard. Once you get into, like for me now, I still do eat meat, but when you do meal portions and you cut down your breads and sugars and things like that, because that's one big thing I do feel like America eats a lot of is the carbs that's in the sugars. And you don't realize, and Mary can say this too, and back me up, is there is a lot of sugars in everything we eat, and our body only needs so much per day.
Right.
And if we overdo that, then you can see the body of the change.
Right.
And I always say this, I feel like a little, everybody is not just a little lactose intolerant, but everybody's a little bit of diabetic because we eat so much sugar. And, speaking of cancer, because my parents both had cancer, you had it, sugar feeds and fuels that cancer cell. And, being in Tennessee, what is the one common thing that we all have besides cancer? Is the sugar.
Yeah.
And so I do think there's something, and again, I always say donate and to the cancer organizations, whether it's Relay for Life or whatever the case may be, because that goes into the research, and then maybe one day it can really just clear out all of them. They're making strides in figuring out what everybody has now, but, we have to keep putting money into those programs as well. And, I just have to tell you that right quick because it has made a huge difference in a lot of people's lives. But since you've started this, you have opened other restaurants at other places. I know they're not the Murfreesboro one is no longer running, but you having these opportunities is because what you started. I mean, how does that make you feel?
Oh my goodness. I never dreamed. The stuff that I've got to experience by just opening up just a little juice bar here in our town. And when I moved here or came into this building, there were boarded windows.
That's correct.
And me and Shannon Adcock at the time were like, people were saying it's a mistake.
Yeah.
But Main Street has flourished. Like it has blossomed to a beautiful street. I love this area. I'm so grateful I'm here. But I never dreamed that one little simple move into this building
started the movement.
You know, I think I've told you about, we were on Netflix for, you know, on a documentary. This whole town was about how this small community was making changes. And so that was just like, that was my awe moment. Because my town had just, I mean, they came for the filming. It was packed in here with support. So that, and they're all on Netflix. It wasn't just us. It was everybody that showed up. And then, you know, I would, you know, Channel 5, like we go on there and we do.
You would do your cooking segments. It's just opened so many opportunities, you know?
I think it's basically because of my diagnosis and how it helped others and how, of course, my body healed. Which healed very quickly and still cancer free to this day. And I think that is such a, you know, oh my gosh, I got to hear the story. I got to figure out how she did it. And so I don't like say no meds at all. Like don't do chemo. I would never say that to anyone. But I would say to add a good diet because when I was doing chemo, guys, I was eating burgers, fries, donuts, Little Debbie's, anything I could put in my body because that's what they tell you. But a lot of doctors aren't trained on this part.
On the nutritional part, that is correct.
And so I wasn't, you know, when I was in the medical field. And so a lot of doctors just don't know. But I feel like they're starting to get the information.
I feel like now the doctors, not just, you know, your primary doctors to your gyno doctors to your cancer doctors, everything is implemented. I mean, this is your, as they call it, your temple. And you want to make sure whatever is going in is good and out with the bad, right? I mean, when John Upchurch was alive, I always remember his like sayings about things. And one thing he goes, in CrossFit or if you start working out or whatever you do, I can give you all the information on how to live a healthy life. But if you don't eat right, all of this information is no good. And so because he goes, you can work out as hard as you can, but that's only like 10 or 15% of the job itself. The rest of it, the 70, the 60% to make that 100% complete is the food. And I truly believe that
balance.
It is a balance. And, you know,
toward the food.
So, real quickly, because I know you're prepping and getting ready for the morning drag coming in, as I say, what are some of the like main hitters a lot of people come and get in here besides the cornbread?
Well, there's several. I'm going to tell you the local favorites. It's our Southwest Crunch Wrap. So that goes really good with our tortilla soup. I love my vegetable soup because it was something that I started with way back in the day. Our cornbread, of course, our garden sliders are delicious. You can add those to any soup. And you know what? That cornbread is great with soup.
Yes, it is.
And today I have curry. So I have a coconut curry today. And I know this sounds gross, guys, but I promise it's good. I want to make Kelly eat some before she leaves.
Oh, no.
I'm sauteing and roasting some tofu. And it tastes
when you say tofu, it's like,
Girl, I promise you, don't knock it till you try it. Just
you know what? I'll try it on the show and do my exact reaction if you want. If you get it done in time.
If I get it done in time, yes.
Just so you know, because I'm very transparent. I always tell Mary if I like it or don't. The only, you know, and again, I have not had, now I'm, my taste palette on spices. That's always, I've always told Mary, I can't deal with a lot of spicy foods. I can't even have mild salsa. That's where, where I go crazy and everybody's like, what are you talking about? But everybody's taste palette is different. Mine's different from Mary's. Mary's is different from Jennifer's. And so, when I go in here and I ask for like a certain drink, I always ask India and the girls, whoever's here, and include Mary. I'm like, okay, is there any like spicy stuff in it? But then they'll tell me, well, there's just a little bit of this, but you won't taste it. And it's just a hint of it because I do think, as we get older, specifically with our metabolism issues, because it slows down, you need that little kick of cayenne or whatever, the curry to get it going. Because if you read about it, they tell you that putting spicy meals, like rotating it in your system, it does help.
It does. And the Vampire Slayer, she just reminded me, is one of our juices that if you have cold, allergies, the flu, we swear by it. We hear customers swear by it that it helped their symptoms. But I'm not going to say it heals you. I'm just going to say
it helps you.
It helps you.
Yes.
And it may heal you. I'll put that word in there, may.
It may. we are not doctor certified over here at Dr. Warren First, but we can make it happen. We can have that segment too. And one other thing, do you still do this? I know when my dad had cancer, people would come in and get like a bunch of grass shot. Was it wheatgrass shots? And you can put them in the freezer or the fridge or something, and do that on a daily. Do you still do stuff like that?
We do not, because the demand got a lot lower.
Okay.
So
I didn't know.
It's not hard to grow, but I got to see a mold on every batch I started growing, so I just stopped.
Yeah,
and
I get it.
So now we do what we call power shots. And
Okay.
we also have the program for anyone going through cancer. It's called the Warrior Program.
Okay.
So it's 20% off. They just have to let us know.
Okay.
And make sure that, their doctor's good with it, because we don't want to interfere with any medication.
Patients.
So just to let us know, they pull me to the side. Hey, Mary Beth, come here. I tell you, if they don't, which I wouldn't want it.
And they also could call you too, correct?
Mm-hmm.
What's your phone number?
931-474-2233.
And then what are your hours of operation as well?
Tuesday through Friday, 9 to 4:30. We're closed on the weekends, guys, just so I can be with my grandkids. So,
hey, got to be a parent first. I always say that. Like, if I'm not on the show, it's because I'm doing something with my kids.
Yes.
It's all about family. And that's what I love about our little Hallmark community. We get it.
And that's part of the reason I closed Murfreesboro. Was I went almost 5 years there and don't get me wrong, the people there were amazing, but I never saw my family. I lost that time, and I can't get it back.
No, you can't.
So I'm like, it's been worth it times 200 coming home just to get to see my grandkids.
I love
I still don't get to see them enough, but I see them way more than I did. So.
Yeah. Anything else that we did not mention? Are you going to be at any upcoming festival or an event? Because I know y'all used to set up outside at stuff back in the day.
Back in the day, yes.
Yeah. I mean, I say that because it's been 12 years.
Yeah, it's been 12 years. But now I mainly, like, if any events downtown, we do it inside here.
Okay.
I don't need something out there when I can be.
When you have climate control in here. I get it. Yeah. I get it.
So I do try to stay open during events on the weekend, if I'm not busy with ball games with the kids.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
you will be opened on November the 30th when all the business, I have to ask.
Due to some surgery I got to have. No.
Okay. Did not know. All right.
It's nothing bad, guys.
You just need to get India, whip her into shape, make her open up the store, India. Come on now.
Trust me, she could, but her kids, I mean, she's so busy with games and.
Oh, I know she is. But anything else before I let you go?
Come see me today, guys.
Yes.
Or any day. And just call for specials. The same number. We do specials. We do burgers. We do salads. We don't just do
soups and sandwiches. And cornbread.
We have desserts. I have brownies. I have bars. I have so much stuff to offer.
They do have a lot.
Just come in. You don't have to buy nothing. Just come in.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks, Mary.
You're welcome.
And I am very intrigued on this tofu. If it tastes like chicken, I'll tell you.
Okay.
Don't hate me on my response, everybody. If we're still on. You're welcome, Mary. All right, Jen, you want to come on in? Come on. So now my next co-host that's going to be wearing it out with me today is Miss Jennifer Meredith.
Hello.
And she is with Main Street McMinnville.
Yes.
And you've been working there for how long now?
3 years.
3 years. Okay. And, I will say this because I purposely did this last night so we could talk about it this morning. Right now on the Main Street McMinnville's Facebook page, you can actually there's a survey going on.
Yes.
And again, the survey, I think, was 20 questions. It's 3 pages long. It's real quick. It's real easy. And if you have any questions about it, you can always contact Jennifer anytime. I was about to call you Meredith, but if I do that, it's still okay. But what is the big reason for the survey? Because I saw questions like, what is your reason to coming downtown? Your top 3 choices, your top 3 least choices, the improvements, things like that.
Yeah. So this survey is a part of a technical service that the state is actually offering us as a Main Street community. And what it will help us do is come up with a strategy for the next couple of years. But we want to know what you want to see. Like, do you like do we have enough restaurants downtown? Do you want to see more entertainment downtown? How long does some of that, like, how long does it take you to get downtown? How often do you go down?
Mhm.
I think one of the questions was, when you go, what do you visit? Do you shop? Do you eat? Like, what do you actually do? So we're just trying to gather some of that information to see also what else we can bring. And it'll give us some strategies for the next couple of years for Main Street to help with the city and try to, maintain and try to bring.
Yeah. And I will say the only question that threw me off, because I wanted to click both of them, but I couldn't, was, and I can't remember, but it was like of festivals and events. And then underneath was entertainment. And I considered them kind of both, because we do have a lot of events and we have a lot of events and festivals that include entertainment.
Yeah.
And I was like, but I wanted to let you know that.
I know. Yeah. And they came up with this at the state level. So this is a survey that they
that makes
came up
sense.
with too. But I think like when we did a survey a couple years ago, but it wasn't the same. This one's different. But I remember people saying they wanted some more entertainment. Well, since the Park Theater has really been
stepped up their game, Joe and Ashley have done a great job.
So, I know a few years ago when I started, that was something that we needed, but then that was just about the time that, Joe came in and it really upped,
Yeah, even on one of now that you tell me that the state came up with this quiz, now that makes sense, because one of them was like, what would you like to add to downtown? And one was like a theater. And I'm like, okay, we already have one. So that's a no.
That's why, yeah.
And I was like, no. And even if you clicked on a theater, I think there's like, you have to, when you build stuff, you got to be so many distance apart from each other. I can't remember.
It's
been a long time
since I've been. I know that a lot of downtowns don't, some of them still have theaters that are not renovated.
Yeah.
And so that's something that
probably why they put in that.
Yeah, they're still working on that. And so we are very blessed that we have one that's been renovated that has awesome entertainment.
Yeah.
And options here. So, yeah.
The only thing, and I think Jennifer can back me up on this, that I think that the downtown is truly, truly missing. And I know that we do have downtown shops that do offer coffee. And before I say what I'm about to say, I want to make sure I say this correctly, is having something like a Starbucks. And I say it like this, and then I'm going to depict it into a Hallmark Starbucks, a place that's got local art, local books, local, like, if Starbucks and Hastings, when they were here, if anybody remembers Hastings, it could combine and make
that was where we got coffee, remember?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
We used to get coffee.
And then I also say why I say Starbucks is a place for people like myself, because when I started doing the podcasting at Tops, I had a couple of people knock on the door with their laptop bags, and they're like, "Oh, is this not open?" And I was like, "No, it's not." But a place that's open like after 7 a.m. where people can get their coffee and sit and do their Wi-Fi and do their, and I know that we do have the, let me say this because I am very educated on downtown. I know we have the Biz Foundry, but there's, I don't know the legality, how to get into there. And if you can it's open to the public. I don't know how that fully works.
It's a co-working space. So you usually have to rent a space or something like that.
Correct. That's what I thought. Yeah. That's like that. But we don't really have a space where instead of renting, you can come get a cup of coffee, set up your laptop, do your thing. And I think if we had something like that had the local, like a local flair to it, where it's local artists, local artwork, local music, local books, local. When I also say this, if there's somebody in our town that makes local fixtures, I think how neat would that be that this whole entire place could be that, and have a place where you can, I know like just recently the library hosted their annual Authors Day. But if we had a legit tasting Starbucks combo, I don't know what I would want to call it, and that could have like a stage and have that, I think that's what should be next. Because there was on the survey, it said something about arts and I can't remember verbatim what it said, but it was talking about bringing the local arts. And I think that's one thing, because I really enjoy when Sip and Savor comes and it showcases literally all the talent that we have in Warren County, whether it's musically inclined or, you know, a wordsmith. And it's just the neatest little thing. And if we can have that year round, because I do feel like we have that now, you know, it's not just, we don't have just the athletics and the academics. We have other things other than that, you know?
And you're right. It's not like we do have places with coffee downtown.
We do. I want everybody to know that.
Yes,
we
we
do. We have 3 that I can think of right now. But they don't, like, you know, now I know Vanilla Bean opens up in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know,
They
and
can kind of be that place in the morning, but you kind of do need that place in the beach.
yes.
We do. Like, I feel like.
Till, you know, 6, 7, 8 at night, because our community, I will say this to anybody that's watching this, our community is ever vastly growing with the late 20s are starting to stick around. I see that group after they get out of college. We're starting to get that next generation of what our gap, you know, like what, you know, when we stuck around, you know, and we didn't have these things. We didn't have Juicy's, or when we just graduated from high school. When I saw downtown and all of our communities and outside of downtown evolving and growing, and it just keeps getting better and better. Like, you know, how Joe has transformed, you know, the Airbnbs. I never in a million years thought Ashley's Attic would turn into the Hitch and Airbnbs. You know, and then from Joe, using Joe as an example, having just downstairs and having that one little small area of, you know, where they can do event space has now grown. And, you know, downtown has grown tremendously from when it used to be Capilano's to now. That's what it used to be over there.
Yeah, like when Mary Beth's talking about 12 years.
Yes.
So I think Joe's 15. I mean, he's been here
15
years, I think.
Yeah,
maybe
at least.
Like so, yeah, since 15 years ago. And we did not have what it looks like now.
No.
At all.
And I know people have tried, you know, and this is one thing I want to applaud Juicy's and Mary's for doing is, and I said this when I was talking to the McMinnville Youth Leadership Group the other day, when you find something that you wake up every morning to and you love going to do it, whether it's cooking or making, you know, shakes and things like that, and you were like, oh, is this worth, you know, every night you go, is this worth it? You wake up every morning, you're like, I want to do it again. When you get that spark of wanting to do it, your business will thrive. Because with Capilano's, when it was here, they tried to do the whole coffee shop 15, 16 years ago. And I just don't think at the time, you can agree with me, McMinnville was ready for it. And when Mary opened up Juicy's 12 years ago, I don't know if at the time, you know I wish I asked her. I'm going to ask her to come back probably to answer this one. I don't know if McMinnville was necessarily ready for a Juicy's, but she stuck with it. And now look at it, you know, because everybody's talking about how it's too cost effective, you know, too much, it's too expensive. It tastes bad, you know, no, it does not. No, it does not. And we have had other healthy restaurants that have tried to make it in here. Soul Sister. I can't.
Sister's Vegan.
Oh, that Sister's Vegan place.
Oh, it was really good.
So good. I didn't know that I was not eating. It tasted like a chicken sandwich. And when I was pregnant for the first 6 months with my last child, I was sick to my bones smelling meat and all this other stuff. And they saved me. They saved me. And they, of course, but they moved back to Nashville. And because they had another business, that's where it all started. And, you know, again, there's so many things I know I could see McMinnville grow into and even evolve in the next 5 or 10 years. I can see it. Because that's the movement. Like me and Jennifer being with Main Street McMinnville, you can see all this gradual growth. And I just can't wait to see what the next 5 or 10 years looks like. I'm waiting for an on-the-go meal prep service. Like, you know, there's a place called in Murfreesboro, Clean Eats with a Z. And I do think that's the next thing that another thing I think McMinnville really needs. And I did do a meal prep service when I was at the radio station. And I will tell you, if anybody's interested in doing this, I had up to 40 people I was doing 7 days. Yes.
Wow.
I had to get my friend to help me. Thank you to Amanda. But we called it, oh my gosh, what did I call it? I can't even remember now, but I had a legit little side hustle,
Mhm.
and I was making 7 days worth of meals. That's breakfast, lunch, and dinner for people. And then they would call me with their dietary restrictions. And I'm like, okay, you just send me the meals you want me to make, and I'll make them. Yeah, sure did. Because I love cooking. I still love cooking today. But yeah, it was great. I loved it. It was great. But I can't do it now because I got this. This has been going great because I want people to know all about Warren County and what Warren County has to offer. And with that said, we have a lot of events going on leading up to November the 30th.
Mhm.
And so me and Jennifer, we're going to try to get together with our busy schedules. And this is just hopefully one stop of many to help showcase all the businesses that are going to be opened up for November the 30th, where you can get unique gifts and
Mhm.
finds, right, Jen?
Yeah. So November 30th is the Shop Small Business Saturday.
Yes.
Shop Small.
I
of
couldn't
course.
remember what it was
Small
called.
Business Saturday.
Yeah.
So that was started by like American Express, I think, like, I don't know, 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly.
Mhm.
Maybe it might be less than that. I don't really know.
Yeah.
But they also do that nationally, but they also just want you to shop small, shop local. We want to support a lot of our businesses, and like Mary Beth, and hopefully we'll be able to talk to some of the other business owners. These are people that are in our community that know, and this is their businesses, and
Mom and pop shops.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there's nothing better than walking into somewhere, like, even you can come in here and ask Mary Beth, okay, hey, what do I want today?
What's cooking? Good looking?
Yeah. What feels good. But I mean, also just like, going into that, I know one time I was looking for, my daughter wanted something specific. She was like, anything with butterflies or something. And so I actually went down to like every down. I was like, what do you have that has a butterfly or something like that?
Mhm.
And I came back with a bunch of different, like, just different gifts, because these people know what they have in their shops.
Yeah.
And so I always like to go in and say, hey, it's my mom's birthday.
Help me.
What you got?
I went into the Hitch. I went into Lemon. I went into Evelyn Taylor. I went into Red Door. I went into even Chantilly at times.
Mhm.
And I'm like, okay, what's new, or what can you do? This is what my mom likes. This is what my brother likes. This is, I'm trying to give my husband a gift. Stocking stuffers. One big thing is, stocking stuffers. When I went to the Hitch, I was talking with the guy's name has left me. Not Kelly. I love you, Rick, Jack. Oh my gosh, I can't think of his name. Oh, he's gonna kill me. I went in there and I was like, I need to get something for my husband, like as a stocking stuffer.
Chris.
And thank you. That's my husband's name.
Chris, we're sorry.
Oh my gosh. My husband's name, Chris. I should know this. Okay. Well, anyways, I went in and talked to Chris, and I was like, I need a stocking stuffer for my husband, Chris. And he was like, this is the big items that a lot of guys are doing. And it was that, it was called, Squatch or Squatch. I can't remember how they pronounced it, but it was like bath bodies and soaps and stuff for men. And my husband's like, okay, where did you find this? This is amazing. And I was like, well, Chris at, the Hitch, and they have whole sections. They have knives. They have everything. Our stores, and I have to say this, before you go and shop in Murfreesboro and in Cookeville and Tullahoma and Nashville, save your gas money, park downtown, park in the back, take a walk, and just say, this is what I need before you go anywhere else. Now, again, I say that because sometimes you will walk and you may not find the gift, and that's okay. But at least you showed that mom and pop owner you've come in and you're making, foot traffic.
Yeah.
And that's what that's all about,
Mhm.
and like doing the North Spring Street girls, don't forget there's other streets that are here that are connected downtown. And once you're done with downtown, go outside of that. Go check out the Northgate Shopping Mall. Go check out the plaza. I'm trying to think of all the places. Go check out Tiger Lily. There is so many long-lasting businesses alone in this community that have been open for over 10, 15 years that are still doing great.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And so that was all part of, like, on Shop Small. And so that night on the 30th also is our Flip the Switch event.
It is Flip the Switch.
So that is our that is when we partner with the city, and the Chastain, Mayor Chastain will turn on the lights with his family.
Okay, just the lights, not the tree.
Not the tree. The tree
I've
is
been saying that
JA.
over.
Yes, everybody wonders, but not the tree. Just all the lights downtown. Which, if you haven't been downtown at Christmas, we have a lot of lights, and it's gorgeous.
It is.
Thank you so much,
Hank and all them. Doing a phenomenal. They've been working on it now. It's so pretty.
They do a great job, and then I think that Main Street that night after the Flip the Switch, we will have it right here on the lot. I think the ice ring also, the city's going to be opening the ice ring that night. And then we will have carriage rides done by the mule skinners.
You will,
in front of the chamber. And we're also going to have some cider and some like just ornament making activities for the kids in the chamber room.
I think that's so cool. We've done that each year. And, one thing I'm going to just, ask you a hot question right quick. It's not bad. It's not bad. A lot of people always ask, is there a reason why you guys in the city doesn't get along with JA with the tree and stuff? Like do one big event? Because they're so close together. Yes. That's what the big thing. Everybody's like, well, November 30th is Flip the Switch, and December the 2nd, I'm just going to throw out a day. That following week is a JA. It's that Tuesday. And they're like, didn't we just do, I'm just saying what people say. Have you ever thought about combining them?
We have thought about it. I know that is something JA. That is something we just didn't want to take away from them. So I guess we started doing Flip the Switch 3-4 years ago. And honestly, the reason we started on November 30th was actually for our downtown business. So they
for the shopping Saturday.
And because they said, we want the lights on. We want the lights on. And they kept saying, we want the lights on. Well, they didn't want to turn the lights on too early. They didn't want to go before Thanksgiving. And so, of course, so that's why I was like, okay, that's kind of how it came. That's how it kind of came to that Saturday, trying to get more people down here for that. Some of the stores will open later,
stay open late.
Some of them might have, I don't know, they'll have different hours because they're really usually pretty busy, but that's a good thing.
And I know some business owners stay open until the last person walks out.
So it's always different, especially right after Black Friday. I mean, the Shop Small Saturday is, really focusing on small businesses since Black Friday is,
the day before.
Everybody looks at their ads for that and everything or online. And which I've been in both worlds.
We all have to. As moms or family members, you always try to find the best at the cheapest price. Let's just call it. But I don't care to pay a little extra to make sure, it looks good. I will say that.
So, but we'll have all that going on. No, I mean, I would love if we try to do that in the future, we could, but I know that's their special event with their tree lighting. And so that's why it's always been separate. That's why it's been separate. They've done
that's fine.
They've done the tree lighting a lot longer than we've done Flip the Switch. So, ours just kind of stemmed off of my downtown business owners wanting the lights on earlier.
And that's fine. That's absolutely fine. Because I just wanted you to because that's one thing every time we leave Flip the Switch and then me and Walker go to I just walk around and I hear it.
You hear it,
And I'm like,
on,
isn't the tree supposed to be flipped tonight? No, it is Flip the Switch for the downtown lights. And then Flip the Switch, or not Flip the Switch, I would call it the Christmas in the Park.
Is their tree lighting.
Is there a lighting of the tree ceremony, which again, Ryle Chest, the mayor, comes back out with his family to flip that switch. And so one day, maybe, JA, if you're listening, I love you. I just wanted to clarify. I just needed to clarify.
That's all.
Okay. But again, we got that coming up. We also have a ton of other events coming up. Well, I got Jennifer with me. I should have, while you were talking about it, pulled this up. But again, going on all week long, of course, is the Caring Hearts United. This is yesterday started the season of craft fairs, festivals, and events all around Warren County and the downtown area and more. And I just want to make sure everybody is on that. And again, while I'm talking about this, as I'm pulling up, I forgot to do my banner. The newsletter is out. So you can follow us on Facebook or Instagram to see the newsletter. If you want a digital copy of the newsletter emailed to you, you can text Local Voice to 931-305-0869, and also put your email address in there for me, so you can get it. But of course, the big topic, which made the front page this week, was the firing of Coach Matt Turner. That's on there. I've got some of the quotes that we did in our Facebook feed yesterday. I added it into this newsletter, and then also talking about, we're going to reiterate some of the stuff we talked about on Monday, but I'm going to have a special guest on Thursday's show. Brian Carr is going to come in and talk with us, and we're going to do kind of a review of the interview that was done on the radio show this morning at 8:00 with Dr. Grant Swallows, because every second Tuesday of the month, he does I think they call it a school report card, is their segment with him, and they just talk about what's happening in the school system, what's the next upcoming thing. And a couple of the things that they did talk about, the first thing off the bat was the bags are in, and I don't know what they're exactly called, but the cell phones have not, the cell phones are going to now be starting putting in a bag.
Oh.
And it's going to be locked throughout the day. And so he was talking about how between now and the holiday, because again, this is the awkward time when things are like chaotic, because of course, all next week, the Warren County schools will be closed. Covenant Academy will also be closed all week long. And then Boyd Christian School will be closed Wednesday on, and I want to make sure I say that right before I forget, because I wrote it down. So yeah, so the 25th through the 29th, Warren County Schools and Covenant Academy will be closed, and FC Boyd Christian will be closed from November the 27th through the 29th. And then they come back to school, of course, and do their thing. But again, if there's anything going on that we don't mention in today's show, please let me know. But again, they were talking about the implementing and trying a test run of the bags for the students. Like, not only do they have to have their Chromebook, but they also have to have their bag. So when they go into school, the teacher's like, where's your bag for your phone? Where is your Chromebook? And they're going to be responsible for that both now. And I'm really interested to see how that works, because he said that he did applaud all the teachers and students that have implemented the no phone policy. They said that it's getting a lot of positive attraction. He also stated that they think that, now the state was talking about this, I think, a couple of years ago, but it wasn't implemented yet. But now that it's being successful in the Warren County school system, he said that the state's has been looking at it, and it might implement it through all the state of Tennessee, is how I took it. But again, we'll talk more. We'll see how it goes. And I just think it's really cool that, Jennifer's talked about, I've talked about it, Mary's even said it about, doing something and moving forward, like being a mover and a shaker in this community and keeping, things happening. And by us here in our little place of Warren County, creating, being a mover and a shaker for other counties to test drive or see how the cell phone works. Because I grew up with, the cord phones. I can't say cordless because we had the cord phone that was from here to the end of Juicy's, where if you wanted privacy, you would go outside the door of the kitchen and shut the door, right? But at the same time, your mom can go in her bedroom and pick up the phone, and you didn't know she's listening in.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying my mom did that, but you could do that on phones back in the day. But I feel like our generation, we grew up where we learned how to use cell phones right. Because we weren't distracted. We came up with our own stuff to do outside and play, and
we had in high school.
yeah. We never had a cell phone at the high school, and if we
I had
did,
one in my car.
it stayed in the car. Yes,
I had one in my car that I was only supposed to use for emergencies.
Yeah, but
and
again, I understand why this is more of a distraction now than the phones that we had. They were huge. They were bigger than this. And they had these buttons where you had, if it was JKL. If you wanted to spell my name, you got to go JK. DEE.
Yeah.
It wasn't like,
Top old school texting.
And at that point, we probably could have learned the SOS codes, like, whatever that's called back in the day. It wasn't like that for the kids now. They can just hit the microphone and say, say blah, blah, blah. Even I'm not going to say her name. You could say, hey, Kelly, text message Jennifer.
Yeah.
What would you like to say to Jennifer? And then it's not like that now.
Yeah.
So, and again, you have all these different apps, all these different social media outlets.
It's a distraction for us too. I mean,
oh yeah,
so
it is now.
Yeah, it's a
100%, and you have to let it.
I can understand being at school,
Mm-hmm.
being a distraction. So
exactly. So again, just be patient. We survived with no cell phones and no Band-Aids. It was called dirt and Tylenol. It was. But again, your kids will survive too, is what I want to get at on that. Did somebody comment? Hopefully it's not a hater one. Woo.
Morse code.
Morse code. Thank you. Yeah. Morse code. Thank you, Bride. But again, he talked about that. He also talked about some other things coming up with the school. And another thing that I wanted to mention is, I don't know, I'm going to find out between now and Thursday, but there is a school board meeting coming up on Monday, December the 2nd at 5 p.m. I don't know. I think it is open to the public. I'm not positive, but I want to make sure, because it did state that they are going to be talking about plans on rebooting and starting fresh with the high school football program. And they may address some more why Matt Turner was relieved and not given 2 more years into coaching since this whole non-regional thing has happened. But December the 2nd, which is a Monday, which now in my head, December the 3rd is going to be the Christmas in the Park with JA.
Yep.
But Monday night on December 2nd at 5 p.m., you can go to the admin building and be a part of that meeting and see. And again, I'll find out more details. And I do want to stress, because I feel like we need to say this over and over and over and over, because with all the chatter, McMinnville chatter that goes all around, the school board, like Matt Brown, Jarvis Johnson, James Bennett, I'm trying to think of everybody on the board, Chris Cope, all those people that we, voted for back in the primary and stuff. Those people that they make up of the school board. They had no, they didn't have any hands tied with the relieving coach Matt Turner. That was something that was done with the principal Hobbs and the athletic director, and there was an athletic board. And then once that all happens, just like Dr. Swallow said this morning, and then once a decision or something is made, the principal then brings it to him, and then it goes from there. So I want everybody to know that the school board had nothing to do with firing Coach Matt Turner. And I do know, if everybody follows Mr. James Bennett, which we're going to talk about his quote, he has it on his Facebook page. He is a school board member as well. And he actually did a nice quote about Matt Turner and how he originally was the one that was part of the group that hired him back in 2016, and how, it was him, Principal Walker at the time, and then athletic director at the time was the Wilmore guy, and how they got together and they wanted transparency, and they wanted to make sure that there was community involvement in this and the community would be happy with it. And so he talks about all that and how there was a stark contrast between the hiring and firing of Matt Turner. And so hopefully, I will say this too. We did once again reach out. Yesterday, I messaged the communications coordinator. I'm trying to get everybody's title right. I love you, Sarah. I did reach out to Sarah Cantrell again, their communications coordinator with the director of schools and stuff. And I have sent questions this time to him to see if he can address them, because I know that everybody's busy and they can't make every media market company. But if he could just answer like 3 out of my 10 questions, I'll be happy and satisfied with that, because I know people want transparency. And it's like, I will use what Jennifer said. We have a lot of good people in the system that have a hard job.
We do.
And, we have to take that in account. So set all your personal and emotional stuff aside and think how hard this is for that person. This was not, at the end of the day, Coach Matt Turner letting him go was not an easy decision. I know it couldn't have been, but I know people want to know why. So, but hopefully we can get some questions answered and things like that. Let's see. Oh, that's not for you. I thought that they were texting you in that group. I said Jenny. I was like, oh, they put Jennifer in there. But with that said, we have a ton of events going on tonight at Caring Hearts United, which is at the 3-Star Mall. Again, last night was the trivia. We'll talk with Melody more on Thursday to see how great that went. But tonight is Kelly's karaoke. And normally, I said yesterday I would be there. Normally I would be there, but after I get done here, I am going to go set everything up. It's still happening tonight. It's just going to be hosted by somebody else, and I do apologize about that. But one of my basketball games that I'm a head coach of, Covenant, shout out to my girls. There's only 6 of us. And shout out to Scarlett Gibbs. I hope you get to feeling better. So I just have 5 girls going tonight to Madison, Tennessee. So no rest.
No rest.
No
they all
rest.
play.
We're playing.
They're all
We're playing. Luckily, they're only 6-minute periods. So a lot of timeouts will be used tonight. But tonight, karaoke, Kelly's karaoke, and you don't have to have a Christmas song, but you can. It's going to start at 6 o'clock and end at 8. Please be there at 5 o'clock to register so we can get your songs and stuff already loaded into the system and ready to go to play so we can have a smooth transition. And then also the prizes tonight, there's going to be a first, second, and third place winner. First place is going to win $25 with the golden nutcracker. It's so cute. I love it. Thank you, Tarjay, for having the cutest decor ever. And then second place is going to get $15 with a silver glittered nutcracker. And then third place is going to win $10 with a green velvet nutcracker. It's so pretty. They're all the same size, by the way, guys. They're not different sizes. They're really cute. Like, I wanted it for my home decor. But I thought this would be like right up everybody's alley. But again, you get a trophy. You're going to get some money. So come on out. It's $5 to enter tonight. And all the money, all the $5 donations goes back to the Caring Hearts United fund that helps buy gifts for hospice patients that they help out year around. And they don't know exactly they only know what the hospice patient needs. They don't know their name or how old they are. But I will tell you this because it's one thing. Oh, I know you do, Jan. If you were here, you would be a part of it. Do you know Jan Johnson? He likes to run me over with his truck when he was in town back in the day. But with that said, they help out men, women, and children. It's not just adults, it's kids too. And a lot of people don't realize that hospice patients can go to our young youth kids. And we'll talk more about the other stuff coming up during Caring Hearts United more on Thursday. The Warren County's 53rd Annual Arts and Crafts Fair, of course, hosted by Homeland Community Bank, is also going on this weekend, starting on November the 22nd and the 23rd. Remember, the gym, the Milner Recreation Center, it is going to be closed. Now, it does have specific times and dates for other class programs, but the gym itself, upstairs and downstairs, is completely closed because it takes all week long to get it set up because it's that massive of an event. It is. Have you been in it?
Yeah, I have. It's just been a while.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
And then, of course, this weekend on Friday's show, I'm going to have the featuring the local connection that's starting up this weekend. Joe and Ashley, like we've said and bragged on, they have changed the type of music, the type of entertainment, the type of shows we have seen this year and last year alone. And this week, on Friday, I believe it is, the 22nd, they're calling it the Local Connection, where 2 local bands are going to be performing, one being August Lows, and I'm going to have Josh Moore in here to talk about that. And then the Porch I think they're the porch. Yeah, Jackers. They're going to be coming in, and you can actually find them on YouTube, all their information and more on that. I do know that August Lows has albums out, they have music videos out. You can get them, but their show is this Friday, November the 22nd, and it all starts at, I want to say 7 p.m., but it doesn't say on there. So I move on. I digress. Other events going on, of course, is a Harvest of Healing that is going on this weekend as well. Friday, November the 23rd or 22nd, and Saturday, November the 23rd, and Sunday, November the 24th. And that is with special guest speaker, Reverend Tommy Hayes. And that is going to be at the, I'm trying to see which church it is at. Oh, it's at the Martin Chapel Fellowship Church, located on 110 Market Street. And I believe that's right over here. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, on the 23rd, coming back once again is Daryl Worley. And I hopefully said his last name right. I always mess that up. But he's going to be at the Park Theater this weekend. And then another big thing, as everybody's getting geared up for Black Friday and stuff, there's actually a lot of events other than, small town business going on, Jennifer. It's crazy. Mm-hmm. But on Black Friday, there's a 5K run and walk that the Covenant Academy is hosting on November the 29th. If you want more details on that, contact Covenant School on that. Also at the Live at the Eagles, and this is the fraternal Eagles, it's brotherhood. I can't remember how they say it, but it's in Rock Island, and they're going to have Casey Cope and Lucas McCoy. Music starts at 8. They're a rock, blues, country, soul, oldies, and goodies type of a band, which I love hearing, a little crazy mix. But they're going to be there on Friday night on the 29th at 8 p.m. And then once the Caring Hearts United show gets done, and as well as the craft fair at Homeland happens at the Milner Recreation Center, starting on November the 29th and November the 23rd, the following weekend.
Yes.
It literally is. After this weekend's over, that following weekend, come back to the mall because the Mistletoe Marketplace is going to start.
Yeah.
And so, again, tons of stuff going on just from now till next weekend. And of course, I got to give some love. The Miss Warren County pageant is also going to be happening on November the 30th, starting at 9 a.m. Flip the Switch is going on. The Small Business Saturday is going on November 30th. Mm-hmm. And then going into that, now we're going to be leading into the Christmas programs and things like that, where Christmas in the Village is going to be at the Warren County A&L Fairgrounds. And then, of course, next Monday, I'm going to have on the show with me, again, it's just a blessing to have her back, but Miriam Crawford, which is Emily's mom from Graves Family Pharmacy. She makes the best strawberry bread. But they do the huge McMinnville Nativity Festival that goes on the December 13th, 14th, and 15th. There's other dates in December happening. I just wanted to get all this in here so you guys know what's going on. And don't forget, next week for Thanksgiving break, all you lucky dogs out there that get a whole week off, we didn't. I want to say we had to go to school up until the day before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Either we got the day off before Thanksgiving or the day like that day.
Only a 2-hour day or something.
Yeah, it wasn't a long day. No, absolutely not. So again, Warren County Schools and Covenant Academy are closed all next week, and Boyd Christian School will be closed from the 27th through the 29th. I want to say that's how it used to be for us, like that. And I know a lot of schools are doing their Thanksgiving meals. I know some have already done it. Covenant Academies is coming up this Friday. So again, with all that said, this is the month of Thanksgiving and forgiving and healing at this point, and in a time of everything, and Jennifer can agree with this, with the time of all this transitioning and changes going on, be thankful of what you have, and say a prayer for folks that may not have just say a prayer for somebody today. I always say it ever since we lost a lot of people in the past month or so, and again, go and check out my Christmas tree because that's the theme. It says together we shine. And all the I had to do as many ornaments as I could, and I wanted to do more, but that will be on the next one. But I'm telling you, when we all work together as a unit, as an organization, we thrive, we move forward better, quicker, safer, smoother. There's not as many arguments. But I say that. And so work together, pray for somebody that you may not normally pray for because you never know what kind of day they're having, But have I missed anything else, Jennifer, before we go?
So
I don't think I have.
You're reading off all those things.
That's half of it.
No, no. What's going on? You don't have things going on in Warren County.
Me and Melody say this all the time. There is always something going on in Warren County. And if you don't know what's going on in Warren County, please go and visit. We have partnered up. Warren First has partnered up with the Chamber of Commerce to help with their community calendar. And we put everything that we get in that community calendar. There's been times I hear Melissa say, gosh, did you see the click, 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 click? Because they have to approve everything we send. But still, I'm telling you guys, there is so much going on in this community that I wish we had this much going on when I was in high school. Because I would have not traveled as much. I would have stayed more in town. It's truth. Yeah. It's truth. Yeah. And I say this again. We had and I'm sorry I'm saying it this way, but we either visited the 3-store mall, or we went to the 3-star cinema, or we went roller skating. Yeah. I can't think of anything else. We had to make up stuff like going to Baskin Robbins, which AKA now is Mud Bums. And we would sit outside. And I kid you not, funny story about me, we would do the milk gallon challenge.
Oh, gosh.
Drinking a gallon of milk in 1 hour without throwing up. You try that. It happens. It happens. But that's why we needed, I think we did need cell phones at that point because it's like drink a gallon of milk, play on my cell phone. But with that said, it's been a great time. If you are watching this and you are a downtown business or a local business here in Warren County and you would like me to showcase your business as well, please contact my assistant that is taking, you can call Main Street McMinnville at
931-506-5335.
And then she will text me and say, Kelly, can you do da-da-da date at da-da-da time? And I can say yes or no.
Yeah.
So again, plan all that with her. I told you I'm busy.
You did. I know.
And Mary has brought something. She's brought it. Is this the tofu?
No.
Okay.
This is done.
Okay.
So this is gluten-free, oil-free, dairy.
Okay.
It's brownies. They're much bigger than this if you buy it.
Okay. I want to show everybody. This is a brownie, and it looks like a brownie, and it's gluten-free, dairy-free, and oil-free. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give it a try. I'll get the big one because I haven't had breakfast yet. I just go right.
Oh, I know they're good.
That tastes like a real brownie, Mary.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not. It's not real brownie.
Brownies. You're used to fake brownies.
That's really good.
You're used to fake brownies, yeah.
That has chickpeas. It's made with chickpeas, almond flour, raw cacao, which is a healthy chocolate with nutrients.
It tastes more chocolatier.
Mm-hmm.
Can I just make up a word?
Okay. There's not a bunch of other stuff in there, so you taste that.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. There's no cocoa powder? But
raw cacao.
Raw cacao. I didn't hear it because it was in my head.
Cacao.
Raw cacao. I was going to say, is this broccoli? Raw cacao. This is really good.
That's really good. Stuck in my mouth. That was good.
That's really good. Hold on. Now I stuffed it all in my mouth.
Mm-hmm. So come by Juicy's.
Mm-hmm.
You get a brownie.
Get a brownie.
Mm.
Would she hate me if I go home and drizzle that with fudge? You know those ones they used to make at the cookie store with the brownies and then the fudge at the top?
Mm.
Those are good too.
It's good. It's good.
You say that. So we talked about Daryl Worley.
Oh, his daughter was in a bad wreck over the weekend?
So I don't know if he's going to be if he's going to be with his daughter. How bad was it, Retha? Fun drinking.
Wow. I did see where they, in this weekend, they were supposed to have Shenandoah at the park. They canceled it again.
You know, Shenandoah, love you guys, but y'all are one that cancels a lot.
Well, I think they've had a lot of health issues.
Well, they are getting up there.
They are having a lot of health issues.
Not to be rude, but
But I did see that. I know several people were very excited about doing that on the 30th as well. But
oh, that happens.
Yeah.
Oh, they were on the 30th and they have already canceled? Okay. Well, there you go.
So no thanks. But yeah. Oh, 5 o'clock is what time we are flipping the lights on.
Oh, good call. So 5 o'clock on November the 30th, flip the switch, make plans, act accordingly. And if anybody has anything, they want to make sure that we get on the show, Facebook me, Instagram me, send me a message at the 931-305-0869 number. You can call my new personal assistant, Jennifer. I'm going to call her Meredith as my assistant. No, but seriously, if you are a downtown business, a local business, I would love to come in your shop between now and next week just to showcase all the amazing things we do have in Warren County and more. But again, I can't, be a telepathic person thinking, oh, I'm watching the show. She should come here. You got to call and let me know. Okay. So with that said, take care. God bless. Thank you, Retha. I'll reiterate that later on today. She said he was in Texas and it was said his wife called him and he immediately flew back to Nashville. No real details were given other than she was in a bad wreck. Okay. So we need to send a prayer. We have a prayer list. You could put that on our prayer list, guys. But like I say, take care. God bless and enjoy the rest of your day. And remember, Warren County, keep it verse. There you go, Jennifer. There you go. I didn't know. She's like, am I